Welcome to the Instant Wrestling Report. Alongside my partner Quad, I am J-Man. This is going to be kind of a special edition here. We have a little bit of news about John Cena, possible legal issues that he might be facing here. Really hasn't, reached the masses yet. It was on a ITD morning show out of St. Louis, Missouri on 590 The Fan. The Jim Hayes broke this, the reporter out of St. Louis broke the news about a possible problems with John Cena. Someone took a picture of him backstage, and I guess he was really upset about it, and he went to grab the camera and hurt his wrist or something like that, where he kind of attacked the guy, and he was really angry about it. And now we're going to take you to that audio clip from Jim Hayes on 590 The Fan out of St. Louis, Missouri.
That's what we've been.
No, Cena was in town.
They were at the WWE Raw last Monday. You and your family were there, Doug?
We weren't there. We missed it this time around.
Okay.
Well, here's what happened behind the scenes. During the setup, the WWE hired some freelance technicians, shooters, and the like, and they're out there helping the WWE crew. And one of these freelance shooters was down below outside the locker room and saw all these guys firsthand, and he's a bit of a fan, so he happened to snap a cell phone picture of one John Cena, who's a big, strong fella.
Uh-huh. He's competing for the strap this Sunday at WrestleMania against The Miz.
Competing for the strap, though. Well, apparently there's a rule against taking pictures in certain areas. The shooter didn't know it, honest mistake. He had snapped a picture of Cena, and Cena began to go ballistic, cursed him out, and said, "Give me that camera." And this guy said, "No, I'm not going to give you the camera." And Cena actually grabbed his wrist and bent it back to get the camera, and then other people intervened. But this guy really feels like his wrist was injured. He said Cena's a monster, and practically tore his wrist off. And he said the other wrestlers were saying, there is a rule. You didn't know, that's fine. And he said, we're fine with it. This guy says that the other wrestler said Cena's the only guy that's a bad guy and behaves that way. No one else would have had an issue or would have asked you politely not to take the picture.
Anyway, he wasn't naked or anything, was it?
No. In fact, he showed me the picture of Cena looking mad that a picture had just been snapped of him. And this guy wasn't trying to start trouble. He just didn't know. Anyway, this guy feels like his wrist might be injured, and he's looking into legal remedies against Cena. And he said John the other Cena wrestlers were like, that guy's a jerk. He shouldn't have done that. He had no right to handle you that way.
Wow. And this is a guy who has his picture taken probably 1,000 times a day, everywhere he goes.
Apparently, though, he was in the right. There is apparently an understanding you're not supposed to take pictures in certain parts of the arena. And
well,
this guy did, but he didn't know. He didn't know.
I mean, it'd be one thing if the guy were in his dressing room getting dressed or something, or half naked. You would understand that common sense would prevail.
And there's also a better way to, hey, buddy, you're not supposed to. Please don't do that. And then it would have been fine. It wasn't like this guy was stalking him. He just said, there's Cena. I'm going to take a picture. I don't know if it's for his kid or what have you. But Cena practically ripped his hand off his wrist.
Boy, that is brutal.
Yeah, and this guy's a guy who's pretty tough, and he said he was terrified of this guy. He said this guy was so big and so strong, he was terrified.
Think that was steroid rage coming out?
I have no knowledge of that.
After we heard that news out of St. Louis that you just heard there, it was, to me, it's not really too shocking. Seeing the guy who's the number one face of the company, the number one guy, John Cena. Seeing this, there could be issues behind that we don't see on the camera side, which is a problem with a lot of wrestlers. But being the number one guy up on that pedestal that he is, could be a big problem facing John Cena. Possible legal issues could be a really big news coming out of St. Louis.
You have to say this: the guy was wrong.
Yeah.
There is a rule where you cannot take pictures in the back, but there's a big but there. Yes. Cena became an ape. Cena attacked the dude for no apparent reason.
Yes.
Okay.
Allegedly.
This is all allegedly. No,
yes.
Nothing has hit the masses. Nothing. We haven't heard anything. But to attack a dude over a picture?
Yeah.
Really?
That just shows, there could be, issues inside John Cena that we're not used to. The whole salute of respect guy, whatever. We're not that big fan of John Cena's, but now this could be, a reasoning outside of that just to see what really is underneath that. And, we should have a lot more news coming up here. Maybe they'll, finally get to the masses. But we are your first report of this. So that will wrap up this edition of the Instant Wrestling Report. Alongside the Recording Quad, I am your host, J-Man. Thank you for watching another edition of the Instant Wrestling Report. Your source for wrestling news, information, opinions, instantly.
This is a battleground!